1 and a 2 and a 3 and a wipe the lipstick off your teeth and go. Greetings, creatures from another feature. This is Galen.
It is.
Who are you? And welcome to 15 minutes of FUME.
Wait, why is it just me?
So, just to catch you up to speed, the lab has released this new collection of RPG perfumes. That stands for Role-Playing Game, Grandma.
Oh, thanks.
So, Grandma Galen.
Grandma Galen.
We have an existing collection of RPG perfumes, rather large, wide-ranging. That's a ranger joke for you. Those have been part of our general catalog for a while. They're available in full and sample sizes. Many of the classes are available with like a male, female, or non-binary label artwork. We just wanted to create scents that gamers could use to enhance their gaming or be reminded of their character or help use to build a character. Stuff you could, everything from your alignment sheet, your character sheet, is all there to layer into a unique scent blend. And that's just like a fun project we've had going for a while. And then last year, in response to updates in the gaming world, which I hesitate to mention or describe for fear of numerous comments telling me that I'm explaining it wrong, we decided to create this captivating collection of new perfumes that are inspired by various monsters, critters, formerly evil races that are now placed in wholesome contexts that show them just having a good time, being part of a community, and going about their business. I'm sorry, I'm a little congested. I'm getting over a cold. My sniffer is working, but if I sound a little like, that's what's going on. It's been days and days, I'm fine. It's just like, up here I use my nose spray. Anyway, so these new 7 perfumes are here, and they've got like beautiful artwork by Julie Dillon that portrays these loathsome, lovable critters doing their various things. And we're going to smell them here today. People who are new to our company, who've never heard of Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab before, or maybe even relatively new to grooming in general, we sell perfume oil. It's like the concentration of perfume ranges anywhere from like pure oil all the way to like the fancier, frippier, poofier sprays that are mostly alcohol. These are pretty much pure. These are pure oil. So there's like a fragrance in a bottle, 5 milliliters of oil in an amber apothecary bottle that is not poppers. So that's what you get when you buy from us. And the artwork is on the label. And they're also available, these are anyway, in the little sample sizes if you just want a little testaroo to see if you like it before committing to the Big Mama bottle. So, shall we sniff some of these perfumes?
I guess.
Galen, everyone. Galen is always here by my side to say, I guess, when I need to hear it most. This is where we out ourselves, Galen and I, as not being gamers per se. Like, I've played some games, I've been included in some campaigns. Have you ever? So, like,
aside from Arkham Horror, no.
The founders of our company are dedicated lifelong gamers. The perfumer who made these is super gamery. It's a very gamerific company. So I thought part of the fun actually is that we are the people who are just describing stuff kind of like brainlessly for your amusement. And again, we're going to say things that you disagree with or mispronounce things. And, the joke's on you if you correct us because...
this is the disclaimer saying we don't know this.
I don't learn. So, for posterity, just letting you know, you could just save your time. First of all, in the correction department, we're going to go right into these in the order that they're on the website. And that brings us to Beholder, Optician. Now, Galen, do you know what a beholder is? I guess you've seen the artwork at least.
Only to look at it, but no, I do not know what it is.
A beholder is like this crazy eyeball creature. It looks like a blob with eyeballs. It beholds.
Yuck.
It has, am I correct?
It beholds. It's a beholder.
In saying that it has like weird, it's like a magical creature that it has like spells that, you know, it does things. So
Okay.
and to clarify also, I am aware that like some of these creatures like the beholder are not like considered typically like playable characters in the RPG universe, you know. It's just like a monster. But this was all done just for fun, as a joke, imagining like what all of the horrible hobgoblins do in their workaday jobs, and making a beholder optician was deemed hilarious enough by the perfumer to headline this collection. It's right here. So we've got your beholder optician. The description of the fragrance is a clear, glassy scent, translucent and blushing, that will bring your world into sharp focus. Eucalyptus leaf, white amber, pink bergamot, strawberry, and sheer crystalline vanilla musk. How can you feel menaced by anything that smells of strawberry? We were definitely, you know, schooled by some people on the difference between optician, optometrist, etc. There is no aspect of anything related to this product release that we have not been prolifically corrected on. So just know that if you have quibbles, they've been addressed. But we're just here for the lulls. Ooh. Okay, I thought this was going to be like so candy because of the strawberry and amber that it would not really have any edge to it whatsoever. But there is a sharpness.
This just smells like those strawberry candies to me.
I'm definitely getting like a poke from the eucalyptus.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But it's mostly a strawberry thing for me.
It's just so fascinating to read the word glassy and then actually be able to smell it in the scent. Like I'm getting, for me it's not like mono strawberry. I'm definitely getting like the amber and a bit of the vanilla musk. And it's just fascinating to me how there is just something kind of like cold and hard in there too. Okay, I've got a dab on the skin. That's where also I think the eucalyptus is coming out even more. If you had asked me before if I needed a eucalyptus strawberry scent in my life, I would have said, are you a random text generator? But here we are, and it actually makes it into a little bit more of a mature strawberry scent for me. You know, for adults who want to smell like strawberries. I don't know what about it, it does smell crystallized, but there is something like that in there. Just like sweet and airy, sort of just like frosted over on one side.
Yeah, there's a real like eucalyptus chill to it, but it has like a kind of like poppy pow of like pink fruit.
I'm chewing gum in the optometrist's office, waiting for my turn. It's funny too because I feel like the strawberry fades, and that's exactly what would happen if you were chewing strawberry gum. You know how those gums are.
I do.
That's very nice. So, moving on to one that I know elicited a lot of emotions in people, is Bugbear DOULA. And one of those emotions was confusion from men who didn't know what a doula is. And instead of, for example, Googling it, we're just like, what's a doula? I'm not, you know, here to tell people how to act, but like, save us a step. A bugbear. Do you know what a bugbear is?
No.
A bugbear is just like a big, you know, big ugly critter. It's
Okay.
a humanoid, goblinoid critter. Just a big, ugly monster, typically. Just the kind of monster that you have to slay. You know, and again, not a lot of people out there probably playing as a bugbear, but this artwork of this kind, supportive, strong bugbear doula assisting in childbirth is, I don't know, there's something just so supportive about it. I know it really got to people. And I know when we were shipping orders, and there was actually an order that came in from a birthing center.
I actually had a few.
Yeah?
There was another doula one the other day. Yeah, where I was like, yes.
Yes, we're reaching the people.
The doulas know. They're like, oh my god, a doula perfume?
The doulas know what a doula is.
Yeah.
So the perfume is a nurturing blend of motherwort, angelica root, and warm russet fir splashed with chamomile tea. This sounds nice.
It does.
This sounds earthy and comforting and herbal and grounding. Ooh, like right in the bottle it's very fuzzy. I'm getting that fur. Warm and brown and fuzzy.
Oh, I love this.
Definitely getting a strong like tea scent. I don't really know what motherwort smells like, so I'm just imagining it's just some kind of, you know, like I'm fishing for some kind of herbal concoction. Same with angelica root.
I think that the fir note is maybe the same as the one in The Small Brown Cat.
Yes.
From
American Gods?
American Gods? Yeah, I couldn't remember which canon it was.
I will say, having put a dot of it on the skin, that it's amazing to me how much the tea and the root and herb stuff just kind of like blooms upward, kind of fills the air, and the furry fuzziness that's really comforting, like, and strong right out of the bottle. It kind of forms like a cradle of support, like a big furry basket that everything is kind of piled in.
Yeah, I agree.
This
it's
is like
way more like rooty and tea forward on the skin, and I was mostly just smelling fur in the bottle.
It's so funny to think about what we're saying. This seems like an aromatherapy blend. I'm happy to inform you. So this seems like something that you could go to for comfort and peace and protection. Like, I would love to imagine the scent like filling a room, basically. You know, like, it's not like sweet. It's not. There's something kind of like almost like the roots are like a little medicinal, but in that way where it's like you need the medicine. I feel like I'm gonna have a baby right now just smelling it. Oh, that feeling is past. Now we're going on to DRIDER Crossing Guard. Now a DRIDER is like a drow mixed with a spider. Is that correct? A drow is like a dark elf. And you know, again, there's lots of discussion about whether it's possible for a DRIDER to even be good, you know, or whatever. Well, we figured out a way for it to happen, and that is just to draw it, and then it's happening. And this DRIDER is a crossing guard and is helping happy children across the street. And the children are all in little Halloween costumes, I think. Is that the case? Yes! Or maybe those are just their regular clothes because it's 2021 and your kid can dress like a witch pretty much all the time.
It is D&D.
The scent is a cautious, watchful scent. Earthy, dry fig, black pepper, nutmeg, and black plum tea. It sounds like it would... I'm going to put it near the Bugbear Doula so that I can kind of go back and forth because it sounds like they would complement each other nicely. Ooh. Whoa. I love spider-themed perfumes, which is something that I guess people might not be aware that there are a lot of, but like at the lab we have a few. There's often something really interestingly dark about them that smells like you would actually imagine, you know, being that up close with that alien life form. There's something about the dark plumminess of it and the fig, the sweetness that's like almost like a disturbing sweetness when you imagine it coming from like a giant spider body, and yet undeniably pleasant, spicy. Ooh, it got it got spicier on the skin almost immediately. And that like rich plummy kind of envelopment I was experiencing from the bottle has kind of like retreated a bit to just be kind of like an exoskeleton around the scent. And now that pepper and the dryness of the fig and like the earthiness or whatever is just kind of like airborne. It smells old and wise. It reminds me of like an old lady's house, like in Curse of the Cat People, where you go to a house that's full of like interesting old things and strange concoctions. And then, you know, you're offered a black plum tea, and it's like you should drink the tea, but you actually you don't really know what's in that tea. I actually really like this. It's not as soothing, calming, medicinal as the Bugbear Doula, but there is still something kind of like comforting about it. It has like a kind of a weird aromatherapy quality on its own. I don't know. The tea is really nice. I haven't found a lot of tea blends that I really love. I'm gonna give this a spin.
It's mostly like a figgy plum. It smells almost like a human smell. Like a person. I don't know. Like there's just like a very natural smell to it, in a good way.
Now we're moving on to DROW Yoga Instructor. Which I have in a sample size. We sold so many of them, we're actually out of the full-size bottles. It says, as silent as the deepest cavern, as serene as a twilight shadow, as graceful as a spider, and as resilient as a web. Wild plum, here we are with the plum again, indigo lavender, and a tranquil tendril of sandalwood incense. So as I said before, DROW is like a dark elf. And the idea of the, you know, using your dark magical powers for yoga is pretty funny.
Just helping others.
Yeah. I mean, I've met plenty of human yoga instructors who seemed like fully evil, so I feel like it's a field where there's plenty of room for the DROW, regardless of their alignment. So I love the idea of this as like containing like the darkness of like the plum and the indigo, etc., but taking it into kind of like a calm, relaxing hippie place. I think that's very cute. Sandalwood is so smooth and like buttery. I was expecting it to be like kind of as dark right away as the DRIDER, but it isn't. Neither is it as plummy, do you think?
No, it is mostly sandalwood incense, but there's like a weird kind of lavender in there. That's very
soothing.
strange.
It's got that kind of like crumbly sandalwood that I know some people are going to think smells like it goes powdery on them, but to me I just associate it with like crumbly, like actual like incense. So from this one I'm mostly getting the sandalwood.
Yeah. The other notes are there, but they're weirdly ethereal.
Elusive. Like if I wanted to chase down the wild plum, you better get ready, like pack a lunch. It's just there kind of like as a kind of a color accent, you know?
I know they're both there, but I am smelling the sandalwood. It's like they're right behind it. I
feel
can kind
like
of see them.
Wild plum is like the color of the yoga pants. You know what I mean? Well, not to go on and on. KOBOLD BARISTA. Do you know what a kobold is?
No.
It's like some kind of like, again, small. They're small. Everyone was like, they're so small. And in the illustration, he's like behind a full-size bar. And I'm like, how do you know that this isn't like a kobold coffee house?
Yeah.
You know? Like, why are you assuming...
It's built to scale.
Right. Why are you assuming that everything is for humans?
Come on.
Anyway, it's like this small, weird critter, kind of like a reptilian, humanoid, some such.
Real freaky.
Oh, real freaky.
I don't know.
It says, dungeoneering is exhausting, and sometimes the watered-down ale at the local tavern just slows you down. Before you head out on your next adventure, slather yourself in this fiery brew. Freshly brewed coffee with ginger, nutmeg, cardamom, black pepper, cloves, cinnamon, and cream. I think this is the third one with black pepper. These monsters are a peppery crew. What have you got?
Oh, I want coffee. That smells so delicious. That is like the strongest and maybe smallest cup of coffee that I've ever smelled. You know, where it's just like, it's so luxurious and you have to
You can't
have
drink
like
too much
micro
of it.
sips. Yeah.
It'll wreck your whole day.
Incredible.
Okay, so ginger isn't something I associate with coffee a lot.
No.
It's so interesting to have that like warm creamy spice in there, and same with like, you know, cardamom, nutmeg, black pepper, also not in coffee, but the others, yes, maybe. And so it's just this really interesting swirl of spices that like forms a Venn diagram with like coffee, and you're in the middle and you just don't know which way is up. But it's like, it's fiery. It has heat to it, but like a really like lavish, warm, you know, like, I can't wait to put this on. I hope people are ordering this shit. You deserve it. There is like a kind of a, right at the way, like when you go to smell it, a kind of an intense, almost burning smell. And like maybe you would be like, oh no, close the nostrils, seal the ports. Actually, if you lean into that, there's so much coming up under and supporting it, and it just makes it so beautiful, but it actually has like a kind of like a lovely scorched quality.
It does. Oh, the spices pop out so much more on the skin.
Yeah, I can smell the coffee is there, but it's like when it
went all the way to the back.
It's like in a coffee house where you can smell the coffee, but so many other things.
Very similar to the cafe scent from Only Lovers Left Alive, but also very different.
How is it different?
There's different stuff, but it is a spicy coffee.
I remember that one being a little more coffee forward than this.
Yeah.
This one is really all about the spices, and the coffee is somehow dethroned as the main player, which is not an easy feat to accomplish. Oh, it's just delicious.
Even the neighbor dog thinks so.
The neighbor dog. All one word.
Shut up, neighbor dog.
Oh, I just want to smell this all day. It's funny too, that it really tells you how beautiful it is, because it's like 90 degrees outside. And here we are just being like, oh, I just want to dive into this like nice hot cup of spicy coffee. Which if I like drank it in real life in this weather would probably give me like permanent diarrhea.
Oh, come
permanent.
On. We don't need to say that.
What?
It's not that kind of video.
The D word? Okay.
LIZARDFOLK.
Now we've moved on to LIZARDFOLK Park Ranger. Now, what's the difference between a kobold and a LIZARDFOLK, you may ask?
I assume, different. They're different. And it says that he is neutral.
Neutral.
And then a kobold is evil.
Medium humanoid. So it's like you got your small, your tall, you know, and then your venti.
There's a bug.
Okay, so you know the LIZARDFOLK, reptilian humanoids, generally up to no good. But you know, and I don't know if a lot of people play as LIZARDFOLK, but like, why not have a proud LIZARDFOLK in a majestic pose, serving as a park ranger?
He does look proud.
He's got his like, you know, button-up short sleeve. It says, the scent of ancient trees, vast shadowed canyons, rocky snow-tipped peaks, and rushing rivers with notes of pine needle, oak bark, sweet birch, stream-polished stones, lichen, dark mosses, nootka, hazelnut, rivulets of amber, and black currant bud. So I was reading this and I was thinking this sounds like a little like a lot of foresty scents that we've already done, and I was like, okay, like, yes, appropriate, but I was like, I don't see how this is going to be that different. And then we got to some of those last notes like hazelnut, amber, and black currant, and I'm just like,
and nootka.
Let's go. Nootka.
Can we find out what nootka is?
We've looked it up before.
Can we look it up again?
You just have to remember.
Oh my god, this is different than I thought it would be. Alaskan
cypress. Okay. So yes, there is like this, there's like an evergreen quality to this, which is not dominated by the pine, which I'm assuming is like the cypress. Robust, fresh, green.
Oh, I am like deep in the forest.
Yeah. And it does smell rocky somehow.
Yes, I can hear the stream.
You need to get that looked at.
Probably.
It's amazing. Of course, I'm interested in that amber and black currant bud. Okay, I put it on too close to the KOBOLD barista, and it's like the barista's like creeping over, being like,
You want some
nutmeg
Hey,
here?
you want some coffee?
Yeah, I need to put it higher up. Okay. There was like a tang of something that I thought was like leathery at first. Or maybe like an oud. It's like fresh and earthy and kind of rowdy.
Rowdy. Yeah.
And there is just this like faint, it's like rounded with like a faint sweetness to kind of like keep it kind of like, it's not like a strictly outdoor sense, like there's like a sense of like a person somewhere in there, like weirdly warm-blooded for lizard folk, you know what I'm saying? Although, I don't know, maybe they are an endothermic race. Maybe like a proto-mammal, I don't know. So it is kind of like surprisingly warm for something that is so dominated by a lot of like evergreen and foresty scent. There's like a kind of a warmth to it. Fascinating. You just want to kind of like curl your head up on that chest and, you know, the lizard folk like wraps you in one of those like mylar blankets and lets you know that you're safe now and that the search party has been looking for you for 3 days. You really shouldn't have wandered off.
A lot happened.
I got a whole story for you. I love it. There's like a real kind of like, yeah, like a kind of a close animalic quality to it mixed with the herbaceous aspects of the scent.
Yeah. I feel like I'm picking up the moss too.
Yeah.
It has a nice smooth.
Right. Yes.
Comforting little.
I think that's what I was picking up as like maybe part of the oud too, because there is this kind of like nose prickling like freshness. It's not like the Mossman He-Man figure, I promise. It's much more sophisticated, but there is just something kind of jolly and green and gigantic about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That brings us to our last one, which is the Tiefling Therapist. A lot of people love this. A lot of people play as tieflings. A lot of people are therapists, and there is natural Venn diagram overlap between people who are therapists and play as tieflings. So this was an exciting release for many. Do you know what a tiefling is?
I do not.
Okay. They are like an infernal bloodline. Okay, so they're kind of like demonic. Okay. Is that right? Again, I'm just like looking at what's on the internet and from what I like have absorbed from people talking at me. They're like humanoid, but of infernal heritage. You know.
They are horned and tailed. You know, beast people.
Beast people. And the idea that this would be your therapist is, of course, hilarious, but also like maybe this would be better than a lot of other therapists you've had. And the scent is a soothing, centering blend of white and red sandalwood, champaka attar, frankincense, and brimstone. You've got like the comforting, you've got the disquieting, you've got like the, you know, peaceful therapist office mixed with like a satanic altar.
She can't help how brimstoney she smells.
Yeah, it's just like it's her natural...
Part of her infernal bloodline.
Mind your own business. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm glad that we waited to smell this. I'm glad I saved it to last.
This is beautiful. Wow.
The different sandalwood from the yoga instructor, first of all.
Yeah.
There's really something... It's like a less
it's
soft, sweet,
white
crumbly...
and red sandalwood. For some reason, when I glanced at this, I thought... I just read the white and red, and I thought it was rose. And I was like, I'm not smelling rose, but okay, just ignore my mistake.
I understand how you got there. There is a bit of like the incense from the champaka attar that's like a bit of that Nag Champa quality, but instead of going like super sweet like that can, it's like the frankincense and the brimstone just like sharpen all of it. So it weirdly has teeth, you know what I mean? It's like weirdly...
Tiefling.
Yeah, it feels both sacred and profane. And that brimstone note I have experienced in other blends, and sometimes it can be a lot. It's not something that I typically want on me or around me, but this is like maybe my gateway into brimstone, and I hope it serves as yours also.
Did you just lick it?
No, I didn't lick it.
Oh my god.
I just sniffed it.
Okay. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, that did not happen.
There's like a real tough love in this scent, isn't there?
Oh, I definitely smell the brimstone more on the skin than in the bottle, not in a bad way.
Yeah, same.
But it's like
it's sharp.
It's like a flattering brimstone.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like leathery, like because it adds a sharpness.
Yeah.
But it's not
there's
unwelcome. This is definitely a therapy session that you're gonna leave crying.
Like, this is maybe a therapist that rides a Harley.
Yeah.
Or something. She's like rugged.
It just does really have its comforts. It's like there's a lot of like this is for your own good in this blend. And I'm happy for it, like that's the kind of therapist I need.
This is so nice.
Yeah. This is like a really sophisticated, beautiful, elegant scent. And it's extremely non-gendered. I can see this being like a real statement with like an elegant gown or a tuxedo. It does really have like a formality to it, which I find fascinating. Like it smells rather serious and posh.
Oh, I'm smelling it with the coffee too, which is nice.
Inescapable. That
it
inescapable
actually
blend.
blends really well. You brought your coffee to your session.
I love how with the coffee, it's like you got different times of day, right? You've got like your day look, you've got your night look. Because there's an infernal quality to that one also, just because of how fiery it is. I could go, like, yeah, it's like KOBOLD barista by day, tiefling therapist by night. That's my type. Lizardfolk is getting mossier. Trying to see if I can find where they all are. I'm like covered in critters. Oh, the plum of the DRIDER is hanging around. That's so nice. Beholder Optician. There you are. Can't miss that strawberry.
Too fruity for me.
Well, especially, it's so funny because that's the kind of fruity jolly one amidst a lot of these other kind of like sketchy characters who go take you on a dark ride. So Beholder Optician truly is just like a sort of lively, happy-go-lucky scent compared to the rest of these. We have more of them coming out soon too. Like this was just the first phase of these. We're going to be doing other D&D monsters and
in their day jobs,
various critters and playables and non-playables in their day jobs doing funny things. This was like we made a whole bunch of them and just released the first batch just recently. So there's more of those coming. So please follow along for that. We also review scents on this channel quite regularly now, so you'll want to follow us if you want to hear more of that. Some people find it entertaining or relaxing or informative, and other people, I swear, are just hate watching us, and I love you for that. So, Galen doesn't. But like...
How dare you? I have a funny idea.
Okay.
Maybe it's too crazy, though. Can we name them?
Name what?
The creatures. Like, what would you name them?
Oh! Beholder Optician. Weirdly, everyone compared this to the monster in Monsters, Inc., so that's the first thing that I think of.
Oh, right.
What the fuck? Is it Billy Crystal's character?
Mike.
Mike.
I was gonna say Al, which shows you how many times I've seen Monsters, Inc.
Comparable, though. Like,
Mike.
A Mike is just an Al with more letters in his name.
Dr. Mike.
Bugbear Doula. I'm getting, like, maybe, like, Fern.
Fern. Yeah. I like Fern.
DRIDER Crossing Guard.
Lisa.
Doris.
Lisa Doris.
Lisa Doris. All one name. Okay, we've got our DROW yoga instructor.
Something simple and maybe, shortened. So it'd be like Kai.
I'm getting like strong Abigail from this DROW yoga instructor, and I don't know why.
Oh,
I can't even really
Abigail.
gender them. I can't tell what's going on this. I'm looking at the thumbnail size too. I have no idea. KOBOLD barista. That's where I would see like a Kai. Like this KOBOLD barista. Totally,
That is
like,
a Kai.
Hacky sacks on his brakes.
Mm-hmm.
Lizardfolk park ranger.
Cappy.
Cappy. Or just Cap.
Cappy. You never know.
What would I name a Lizardfolk park ranger? What's a good, like, solid, trustworthy name?
Mike.
Mike. They're all named Mike.
They're all Mike, except for the ones that aren't. Lisa
Doris. Tiefling therapist.
Maybe like Regina? Or,
Gloria.
Oh, Gloria. She does look like a Gloria. She's got the grace of a Gloria. Calling Gloria. Anyway, I was just curious what you'd name them, because I thought of Cappy when I looked at the Lizardfolk, and I was like, oh, Cappy.
Well, I guess that means we need to play. We need to make characters and we need to play. It would be great if somebody would lead a campaign that we could play in, because we can't do it. I can't learn everything. I can barely learn how to pronounce things. But these all will remain available for the foreseeable future.
In IMP and 5mm.
We've taken so long to record this video that some of you may already have yours. And
you definitely do, because I've seen the orders.
Galen's been shipping them out.
I know what you guys have been picking.
So we'd love to hear some of your impressions and comparisons and such in the comments. I want to thank Darklight Clothing for our shirts that we got at Midsummer Scream very recently, which timeline of incubation period wise I don't think is where I caught my cold, so I'm just going to give them, a clean bill of health for that, but
yeah,
it was very sweet, and we're happy to contribute to Darklight's various causes. And what else? Is that anything else?
Do we have anything on the horizon?
Oh, so much.
Okay.
We have so much to review. We have so much.
And more about that later, then.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We'll let you know.
All right.
I guess that's it for today. Have fun, everyone. Play safe. Make the racists angry. Smash the patriarchy. No, you can do it.